We are live and welcome to the Seven City Shoptalk Sports Show, broadcasting to you from the beautiful state of Virginia to everyone all over the world. I am your host, Big Law, Lawrence Johnson. Of course, I got my co-host here with me today. I got AB in the house. How you doing, AB?
Man, it's been a day.
It's been a
I'm
day.
still over. It's been a day, and I'm still over here. Finally, just able to eat dinner. So I'll come on as soon as I get myself together. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Wednesday, halfway through the week, and Christmas is coming, man.
Christmas is
So
coming.
end of
Christmas,
the year,
all of it's
crazy
happening,
time of the
right?
year.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right. That's right. And we got Amy, a resident Hokie. How you doing, Amy?
I'm good. I'm good. It has been a day for sure.
That's right. That's right. Well. It has been a day, and I'm excited that this day is over and we get to get ready for another day. But before we go any further, we want to thank you for joining us in another episode of our brand of dysfunctional camaraderie. And as of now, this shop is open. So kind of get into what the topics are today. I mean, today is going to be pretty much a venting session for all my viewers and listeners out there. I'm just going to throw it out there. It'll be somewhat of a venting session for all my viewers and listeners. Also, we're going to have the good, the bad, the ugly for the game in Charlotte, the football game. We'll talk a little bit about the basketball game as well, because that does deserve some love based off of what happened and what we saw and what we could potentially see in the future. We're also going to talk about the invite to the Gator Bowl. UVA is actually going to go to the Gator Bowl for the first time in a long time. And we'll talk about that, who's in, who's not. Then we'll also talk about the, I want to have an open table discussion for my viewers and listeners. I really do. I want you guys, I may even send you guys a link to jump on the live here, to jump on the line of the live. So if you wanted to speak or have some things to say, we might be able to let you get on here and conversate and join the team here for a little bit. And then we'll talk about, I said before, the basketball program. Exactly what are we looking at? Is this basketball team really what I think it is? And it might be, but then again, it could not be. There is a lot of fool's gold is sold in December and November when it comes to basketball. A lot of times things are shown when it comes to conference play. But before we go any further, let's go ahead and get everything jumping. So Amy, let me go ahead and get you in because, I know with what happened, on Saturday, I know you watched it, and I know you probably got some things to say about it, and we're just gonna open up. We're before we even give the good, the bad, the ugly, just kind of give an idea like what your position was watching the game on that Saturday night in Charlotte.
I was so pissed off, and that Des Kitchen should be so fired. I am just like, you know, you have to root for the Virginia teams. Yes, I'm a Hokie, diehard Hokie, but don't think I'm not going to root for JMU if they playing and they playing. And what did I say when we had that reporter on? If UVA didn't win, they wouldn't get in, and it has caused the biggest storm of crap with Miami getting in and Notre Dame not getting in. And I'm going to tell you, I got a feeling that the Notre Dame athletic director is going to get his ass fired for his comments yesterday or today. Whatever he said today, I think he's going to get fired.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it. I mean, when you think about what Notre Dame, to me, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, you know, Notre Dame kind of wants all the benefit of playing the ACC teams and being kind of like a hybrid part of the ACC, but they don't want to share in any of the revenue or the contract that they have with NBC. So they want to like take all the advantages of being with the ACC, but when the ACC needs Notre Dame is like, no, no, I don't think so. You know,
Right, right. I
we're
mean, they
independent.
get $20 million for a bowl game. 20 million, and they just said no, we're not playing in a bowl game. But they would have gotten $20 million, and that money would not have come to us at all.
But they can only be mad at themselves. Like,
Exactly.
they can only be mad at y'all. Really, like, thought that scheduling how you did, not winning any big important games, you really thought you were gonna get in?
Yes, they think they're going to get in every time because they're Notre Dame.
It
And
doesn't
they
matter.
don't
Like,
have to
they
be
don't
in a
think about
conference.
that. Like, that's what the whole committee is for, to evaluate the schedule, to even see if they're worth playing at that next level. And
Right?
they didn't have a schedule that gave the committee any reason to put them up there.
No, you're right. And
It-
and
It's only their fault.
and the fact that the athletic director came out either yesterday afternoon or this morning early and made a statement that he is very disappointed in the ACC. The ACC commissioner didn't take up for him. The ACC group didn't take up for them. Why would we take up for you in football? You're not in our
Being
conference in
independent.
football.
Yep.
That's true. That's true. Viewers and
So,
listeners, if you're there, go ahead and put your comments in. If you want to jump on here on live, let us know. We might be able to send you a link so you can join us as well. Go ahead and continue, Amy. Sorry to
but
cut you.
I was really upset with the UVA game. I really was. I wanted UVA to win. I wanted them to be in. I mean, it's a down year for Virginia Tech, of course, but I, like the guy said, bring on the competition. You've got to have healthy competition. If you want all three teams to always be there or to always to get all the players or whatever, you still got to have healthy competition. And I always do root. If my team ain't playing, I'm rooting for UVA or I'm rooting for JMU. But Des Kitchens, I'm with Amber 100% on this. Des Kitchens has got to go. Got to go.
All right. Well, we'll get to some of that. So, AB, I know this was a game that you felt like you might go, you might not go. You're on the fence. Um, Being that you did not go and you watched it from home, what was going on in your mind when you're watching that game the entire way?
Oh, I was so glad I didn't spend the money. I was so glad that I didn't spend the money to go down there for Des Kitchens to do what he did. And if anybody on here knows me, I'm not a sugarcoater. I'm very blunt. I say how I feel and I stand by it. So what I'm about to say may hurt some people's feelings. I'm not here to be like, I'm here to be honest about how I feel. And I'm so sick of seeing our fans post stuff like, oh, well, y'all forgot we were supposed to finish at the bottom of the ACC. So what? The point is that we had a great season, and there was no reason that we should have gone to that ACC championship and stopped being aggressive. That whole first half, we weren't aggressive at all. We didn't do what has been working for us all season. We didn't run the ball. We didn't loosen up that protection on Chandler. Chandler wasn't able to throw. The only thing that I saw that whole game of Des calling the game like he has all season was that last drive in regulation. Oh, so now you want to put a good product on the field. I've said it since the beginning of the season. We had the talent. It's what you do with the talent. Des did not utilize our talent on Saturday the way that he should have. And I honestly, I hate it for the guys because I'll go and support the guys all day, every day. But if I would have went down there, the same reason I didn't get season tickets, I'm not a fan of Des Kitchens. I haven't been for years, and I still stand by that. If UVA wants to continue to be competitive at a higher level, we have to have somebody who is aggressive, who is willing to do what he needs to do to make sure he's putting a good product on the field. And I don't feel like Des Kitchens was prepared for Saturday at all.
Uh, you know, for me, my opinion on it being there, well, number one, hats off to Charlotte. I love the city, always have. Been down there countless amount of times. They hosted us well for both games. We were very well represented down there. It was orange and blue everywhere. And being that, you know, we were the favorite, in the game, and then losing and then feeling the way that I did at the end of the game. And in the press box, you could tell that the press, especially the Virginia press, we were kind of stunned and we were shocked, at kind of like, what do you mean we didn't win in overtime? It really was a shocker because a lot of the folks, I could feel the energy and I could see, the how upset everybody was, because the way that this team has played, the way that this team has fought, and you could see it when that catch, and Ball Hawk said it. Eli Wood is immortalized. You know what I mean? With that catch, and then if they win the game, if they go for two, I said that will be one of the best catches, that you'll ever show, in accordance to a win for the University of Virginia, in their possible championship video. But it didn't happen that way. And I did think it was first and 25. It was actually starting further back. Instead of first and 25, it was first and 10 still. They just had to tack the 15 yards on first. But, for me, just, shout out to the city of Charlotte. Had a great time. Also, I did a little research as well. Just, that the basketball tournament is going to be in Charlotte as well. And I'm going to plan on going down there too in March, mid-March, to go to that tournament. I'll be excited to be down there again. Shout out to Tim Wright. What's going on, Tim? Tim in the chat, all our folks that are in the chat. Tim is saying, you don't work or live with family or friends. We need to bring in someone new. It's okay. It was the same thing with Mendenhall and his buddy. Okay, that is a pretty good, somewhat accurate analysis there on that statement. And I understand that. And the thing about that is, being that Tony won the Coach of the Year is kind of like in the middle of a situation where I guess if he cuts Dez, where else is he going to look at changes? Which, I don't know if he will or not. For those that are on live here, go ahead and throw your comments in, and we'll comment on those as well. And if you want to come on live, let us know. We might be able to send you a link so you can jump on live here with us too. But, and yes, based off of what we saw, what happened, maybe it is time for a little bit of a change, a little bit change in offensive philosophy. Maybe it should be, maybe Tony could call plays. Of course, him being what he is and kind of taking that CEO kind of a role as a head coach and learning how to be a head coach. Remember, when he first got in, it was a disaster from a PR standpoint and from the old guard or from the fans who really follow, the squad. Look at Wood. Wood says if he doesn't need to cut Dez, he doesn't. What does it say? He doesn't need to cut Dez, as he won't. However, he needs to override him when he hears that. Okay, now that I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. Where he overrides and he's a little more involved in the offense. And but that is definitely I can see that happening for sure. And also within the game plan. And who's to say that, I'm not on the inside there. Tony may have a lot to do with the game plan. I would imagine he does. But, real time in game, maybe, maybe there is more interaction from Tony with Dez. And there may, that may be going on or may not. But, something has to change, I think, just to get this team moved to the next level or to, not lose the way that we lost, and I don't want to say like, oh, it was all his fault, because a lot of the reason why they're 10-2 is because the offense was one of the top offenses in the country for a while, and then of course it was still wound up being one of the top offenses in the ACC.
Yeah, but good talent can make the worst coach look like a freaking hero. Like,
sure.
I don't agree with people blaming Chandler, because at the end of the day, yes, I know he threw that pass, but that was a stupid call to make, number one. Number two, that we shouldn't have ever been in that position to begin with. Yes, bad throw. Okay. it is what it is. But we should have never been in that position. And I just feel like if you are going to spend this much money on players, then you need somebody who can put them on the field in the correct way. He just didn't do it. He didn't do it on Saturday. And that was a big game, and he blew it.
It was the worst time to have your worst game. Yes. But I can't put it all, you know, I'm a coach by trade and by nature. From coaching kids to in my occupation to in my life, you know, and I've developed young men. I've done a lot. And I also kind of feel like the players have to perform. And you're right, AB. Some of the calls, some of these players have done some incredible stuff to alleviate a bad call.
It would be different. Like, I would be
You know,
in agreement of what you're saying if it was just a one-time thing. We have seen the same thing from Dez for the last 3 years.
yeah. This is the thing. I think there needs to be a change, some changes. You know, now is it the ultimate change of him not being there, or is it like Chad said, you know, an adjustment or a heavy adjustment of Coach Elliott is more into the calling of the plays, which, you know, that's what he's won national championships doing, you know, calling plays, you know, and making sure that the offense is staying ahead of the chains and getting the proper timing on, you know, when to call big plays or having players in the right positions at the right time. So I you know, something does have to change. Everybody, I think, has kind of like the, you know, has the right opinion about it. I think, you know, and I think Coach Elliott, you know, if he's honest with himself, he's probably saying to himself, okay, we can't have that happen again. You know, not in that way. You know, you think about it, all three of their losses were plays on the last play of the game. You know, first loss of the year, NC State, that was a bad read, bad throw by Chandler. You know, when he had Dakota underneath, Dakota walks into the end zone or runs over a guy and gets in the end zone. That's a first down as well, on a first down. Second loss was Wake Forest, another game, you know, in overtime when the pass, which I don't know, you know, Kalen was figuring he could try to hit Edrin for back of the end zone. When if you look across, he had Sage Ennis on the left side of the field where he could have hit Sage for a touchdown. You had that. And then that play was changed, or it was odd as well. And then this last play, you know, with this flea flicker, no, throwback and forced throw by Chandler. All plays were those are 3 plays. I'm pretty sure this team and staff wish they could have back, but they lost 3 games at all plays at the last play of the game. And I, you know, yes, Dez has made mistakes, and he'll probably, you know, own up to some of that stuff. But also the players have to make better plays, and for the most part, they did. And, you know, this is going to be an interesting offseason. I know that much. You know, Chandler is talking about see if he can try to come back. How do you feel about that?
Let me ask you something. Has Des come out and said anything about the game?
I haven't seen anything. I wouldn't think he would.
Well, you just said he's going to come out at some point and own up to that stuff. If he doesn't, I mean, I understand. Tony,
I think that he made like an exit conference. I think after the season, you know, they'll probably have kind of like an exit conference where they talk about, you know, the season, and, you know, he'll be open to reporters asking questions for sure. You know, they're going to ask him. And that's when I think he'll possibly own up and say, I could have did a better job, or, you know, there's some changes I may have to make. Because, you know, he hears it every week. I know he does. You know what I mean? I know he hears it. And I know Tony hears it every week as well. And you know, the rumblings for some of the other reporters was, you know, not saying that they called Tony on the carpet about some of these decisions and some of these plays, but there were some conversations being had about why they did not take the ball, at the kickoff. But for most part of the year, whenever they won the toss, they kicked the ball off, and they won 10 games this year for the most part, kicking the ball off and getting it back at halftime. And, and among other things, I think 10 games, I mean, we can't really complain about that, and I would look at somebody square in their face like they got 4 eyes, 5 eyes, if they were complaining about winning 10 games. But, there does need to be some changes, to get to the next level. Tim is saying, he says, I agree. The talent made coaching look a lot better than they actually were. Need coaching upgrades to match the talent upgrades. Chad saying, he may say he wasn't the man for the job. Maybe like Brett Pride got rehired. Oh, Chad.
He's trying to stir it already. Look, Amy.
Yeah. Look, he's at Cole, I think it's Cole. He's at Cole's basketball game, already stirring the pot. Oh man, Chad. But yeah, I mean,
what did I miss?
What did you? He says he says he wasn't the man for the job. Maybe like Brett Pry that got rehired.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to say another word back to him about that because the reason that no one is the proof is in the pudding from the past when they were coaching together at Penn State.
Boy.
I'm just gonna be quiet and I'm just gonna let it roll and play out.
Oh my goodness. I think, oh Lord. Chad is saying the tailgates was on fire in Charlotte. I couldn't get to the tailgates, man. I wanted to, but we were like I said, we were very well represented in the Queen City. I branded it my Queen City double dip, where I had a game at, had to be at the stadium at 9:00 in the morning. Game was at noon. And then, I went to the South Park Mall in between. I went back to the football game. Of course, anybody knows about the South Park Mall in Charlotte. It's absolutely crazy. They have like a Louis Vuitton, Tag Heuer, Breitling, you name it. Any Gucci, anything that you want from a high-end shopping experience. They had it there in that mall. And I just wanted to go and just do some window shopping and look at everything that was there. But that's an incredible mall south of the stadium. But it was fun. But yeah. But then I had to get back to the game as well. But yeah. I mean, Chad says he would have went for 2. Tim is saying, do y'all think he should have went for 2? For me, I think they should have went for 2. I think that they finally had the momentum. I don't think that they could have stopped them running from 2 yards in, especially with the direct snap play that they like to run on the goal line plays. I think that they should have run it. I don't think they would have been stopped. Henry saying he thinks UVA defense, they absolutely right on point, right on spot with that, man. He says they miss Cam Robinson, and he's definitely the game changer on defense. He's the playmaker, and he would have definitely made a difference.
Does think about him. Another year of eligibility?
He does. He does.
Good.
He is a junior. I would love to have him back, and that may be the only reason he comes back is because he has a he has an injury, a torn up knee, an ACL injury, and that may be the only reason he comes back to play for UVA. But other than that, I could see him going to the next level, messing up the 2 punts and 2 awful. Yeah, yep, 2 awful picks didn't help either. What's up, Kobe? Thank you for tuning in as well. Kobe, Henry, Tim, all my folks in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. My man C. Wood, of course, one of our hosts here, tuning in. So it was definitely interesting. Being down there and seeing how the loss and seeing how it was taken by the fan base and also by the media. There was a lot to say. A lot of people had some not gonna say some very outwardly showing feelings, but you could see it and you could feel the energy of, I can't believe what just happened.
Oh, I'm sure there was plenty of cussing.
I um yeah, I think there was some inner cussing, yes. Some inner cussing because a lot of
I'm
the
sure there was some outward cussing too, because I was cussing and it ain't even my team.
yeah, especially when this team usually, in that kind of situation, they typically will pull that off against a team. But hats off to Duke. Duke did a great job. Even Coach Elliott has said that they changed the running scheme up from what they usually used to seeing them do, which is this running scheme that they shut down. And
Right, because
they
they
said,
had nothing to lose. Because they knew they if they won, they were not getting in the playoffs because their record was not good enough.
and they changed it. And Coach said that it took them a while, maybe a half or so to slow some of it down. And they ran the ball like 45 times, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy for Duke when they're one of the top passing, when it has one of the top passing quarterbacks, in college football. But they ran the hell out of the ball, and we played the bend but don't break. But when you play bend but don't break, you can't let them get seven. You
Yep.
can't let them get that, and that's what they got. But hats off to the team. They won 10 games. They have an opportunity to win 11. All right, and now they, the good, the bad, the ugly of the game. Viewers and listeners, if you're out there, go ahead and throw your comments in the box. We will uh, respond to you, and maybe if you want to get on the show, we can give you the link. But let's do some good, the bad, the ugly on this, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and start it, Amy. Give me your good, the bad, the ugly for the game.
So I think the good was the way Chandler played. I mean, he did extremely well under pressure. I think the defense did the best that they could do without their leader. The ugly to me was the special teams was just awful. And then what is it? The good, the bad, the ugly. Um, just losing the game. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking when everybody has such high hopes. I mean, even people that aren't UVA fans, right? I mean, they had a hell of a year. Nobody expected them to win 10 games. I don't think anybody in our group picked them to win 10 games at all. Did we?
No, I only
Yeah.
I said 9.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's, uh, uh, that's the ugly part.
I agree.
That it's just heartbreaking. But there's next year. I think Tony needs to really do some deep thought digging. He's an offensive genius, so they say. Um, and if that's the case, he needs to hire somebody other than Dez.
Well, something does need to change in order for this squad to get there. What's going on, Robin? Thank you for tuning in as well. Uh, my good, the bad, the ugly. Um, the good is I like the way, and we're talking about just this game. We'll do a good, the bad, the ugly for next game, which is the Gator Bowl, but then we'll do one for the end of the year as well. So we only have 2 more of these left. The one that I'm going to say when it comes to the good for this game was I love the way the team battled and fought back to take this game to overtime. They were under duress, the entire game. And you can see that they were scrambling. They were trying to figure out a way to stop the squad. Okay. Looks like we got my man C Wood in the house. So, you could tell that they were scrambling. They were trying to figure out exactly how to stop this team, to slow the team down, to get the ball back. You're playing without the ultimate playmaker on the defense, which is Cam. I want to say um, Mar- uh, Marcellus also was playing hurt as well. He got hurt. We had some injuries that also took place during the game. I just think that the team, you know, if everybody plays, for this bowl game, you'll see a much better team because hopefully some of the players will have time to heal, and you'll really see, the team that we're used to seeing during the season. They're going to have 3 weeks to heal before they jump back on the field. So my ugly, or excuse me, the bad was just the way the first half went. I just watched the first half and the the penalties, man. The penalties really made me upset. I really felt like the team that we're used to seeing from a disciplinary standpoint, they really kept it in control. And I just think that maybe if they didn't have that 15-yard penalty after Duke scored, I think that maybe Dez doesn't call that kind of a play. You know what I mean? Where they're trying to get a chunk play with a specialty play. I think, but those are the kind of things, the penalties um, from the goal line, from the special team. It was just special teams penalty. That just made me upset, man. But I just think that those are the little things. Coaches always talk about the little things that is championship or no championship. And I think that's exactly what happened for this team. And of course, the ugly is, the way that the team lost. Let me know if you're ready, Wood. I'm ready to bring you in, man. But yeah, just the way that the team played, and excuse me, the ugly was just the way that. Okay, I'm gonna bring Wood in, but the ugly was just the way that they lost. They should not have lost, in my opinion, that way. They could have matriculated the ball down the field. Those are the reasons why you give them the ball first. You won the toss, in overtime. You give them the ball first so you can figure out what you need to do to win the game. You give them the ball first. It happened twice, and we got burned twice by it. We got burned at the kickoff, and they drained us. They slow walked us up and down the field because we gave them the ball first, and then in the overtime we gave them the ball first, and then we throw an interception on the first play. We didn't even give ourselves a chance, and that just made me upset. But that is my ugly. Let me bring you in, Wood. Good, the bad, the ugly for this game from you, man.
Hey, what's up, Law?
What's
I
up,
think the
Wood?
good. I think you look at the running backs. I think both running backs had a pretty good night. I
They
think they were
did.
both averaging about 4, 5, 6 yards a carry. So that'd be a good. If you go to the bad, I think, like you previously said, open that game up. I don't know. Duke had what 9, 10 minute drive. I was there. It felt like forever.
They
And
did.
we had a couple of third downs. I thought we'd get a stop. But yeah, when you drive down like that in 9, 10 minutes, that kind of takes the life out of a team to begin the ball game. But it definitely wasn't the end of it. But that was definitely a bad part about it. And ugly, I guess it was just, I don't know, man. Between that first drive and then, I mean, to be honest, Chandler Morris was ugly, to be honest. If you look at
Mm-hmm.
that stat line, you look at, I'm not putting it all on Chandler Morris, but if you look at everything combined, you look at the QBR, I mean, obviously he missed some throws and we dropped some passes, but I was surprised at the amount of pressure that Duke got on us. I mean, I know they got a
Yeah.
good defensive line compared to the first time we played them in Durham. I thought we protected pretty well.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say Chandler Moore's ugly just by himself, but collectively, I think just the passing game in general was ugly. But I'm like you said. Do you go for two? I don't know. Um, that first drive, I mean, when you go 9, 10 minutes and you just take the life right out of people.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of ugly, but I guess those are three highlights. But I think you got to go for two at the end. And then what I questioned was when we got that penalty for overtime,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were back at 15 yards, but it was still 1st and 10.
1st and 10. That's right.
I'm wondering, did anybody think it was like 1st and 25? Why would he call
Exactly.
that trick play?
That's what I was thinking. I think it was. You hit it right on the head. I think, and somebody needs to tell the coaches, to make sure that they know that,
I'm
because the
not
way.
saying they didn't know that, but I mean that would make sense on 1st and 25 if you throw that ball. But yeah, you're on the 35 or whatever, but you're still 1st and 10. You don't have to call that play. You can run the ball or whatever. I'm just curious if they thought it was 1st and 25 due to a personal foul.
From the 45, right? It was on the
Yeah,
40,
what I say, sorry,
40 or
35.
45 or 40. Maybe it was the 40 or something like it. But it was it was daunting the way that it felt, because it did feel like it was 1st and 25.
Right, but it
It
was still
wasn't.
1st and 10, and I wonder. I mean, they got to know that, right?
I would hope they would, man. I really would. I really would, man. How about Kobe Carnes? He hit it right on the head too. He's saying bunch of missed tackles. Man, he's on the money. But you know what happened was Eric, look at Eric, my guy from EM Sports, on the money. He said the graphics showed 1st and 25 on the graphic from the TV. Maybe that's why I thought it was 1st and 25. Wow.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what the coaching staff thought.
Wow. But I would, I could see the game, right?
But
then,
the coaching staff is not looking at a TV. The coaching
they're not.
staff
They're not.
knows what if the penalty was assessed. They moved the ball back, so now you're now at 1st and 10.
Yeah. Well,
But no, because they didn't move it to overtime. That was on the extra point.
Yeah, I just feel like it should have been that was a good call, because in the press box, of course, they have the game playing, and maybe that's why I thought it was 1st and 25 as well.
No, it was 1st and 10 from the 35 or whatever the case may be.
From the field, right.
Right.
They just moved you back 15 yards. You still had 10 yards to go.
Still had 10 yards to rock. That's right.
Right.
Well, if you.
But I can see if you thought it was 1st and 25, why you would call something like that. But it was only 1st and 10.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't the head referee that was in the booth for the TV say that should not have been assessed in the overtime, that it should have happened at the kickoff or whatever it was? Well, somebody said something that
they don't
the
kick
umpire
off.
got it wrong.
Yeah, there was no kickoff because there's no overtime.
Yeah, overtime there's no kickoff. It's they get the ball at the 25, then we get the ball at 25, and it goes back and forth until someone can't score. So that and that was disheartening, to see it happen, Chad. I was right there with you, man. Just could feel the air and everything just come out like, are you serious? Is this how this game is gonna end? Right?
Yeah, but from the way that was called, I believe someone thought it was, a 15-yard penalty, 1st and 25. It was 1st and 10 from the 40.
Right. And
it was 1st down when he called that play.
It was.
It's like he was going for pay dirt on the first play. Right or wrong, I just don't think communication was clear that it was 1st and 10.
And I don't think, and what, some of this has to go on Chandler. Being a 6-year quarterback.
You can't throw that ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 guys, and then there was another guy up top coming over. It was double coverage, damn near triple coverage, because there's a guy underneath, there's a guy right on the receiver, and then there's a guy in the back also watching it, starting to drift over as well. But if you I was looking at the replay, I was like, he could have thrown that away. But Jamari, he could have threw it back to Jamari, and Jamari had like all the linemen in front of him set up, where he could throw it back to him, and it would have been a possible touchdown as well. When you get an opportunity, guys, go back and watch that the play and watch where Jamari is, before Chandler threw the ball. If he threw it back to Jamari, they probably could have walked in the end zone with elephants on parade, all the linemen leading him into the end zone. But you know, Duke did a great job of changing up everything to confuse the coaching staff, and you know, they say they were out coached. Yeah, you know what? They were out coached, and you know, but Virginia still has an opportunity to get to the gate or to win 11 games at the Gator Bowl. Wood, let me ask you this, man: are you going to the Gator Bowl?
No, I'm not going.
Not going, huh?
No, I got 3 people with me. Flights are $600. That's about $2,000 and tickets.
Because you want to drive, man. You want to take the drive?
What is it? 14 hours?
I don't know if Jacksonville is 14 hours. Orlando is 14 hours.
Say, what is it? 12? I mean, we're talking slim pickings here.
Jacksonville is 12 hours.
12 hours.
Phew, that's still a lot.
From my house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to your house.
And you guys are closer to North 95 than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Put me on the team plane there, Law. I'll go. Make a few calls. You know what I mean?
How about we all get a bus like we said we would one day, and we all go down there?
Nah, that's a long bus ride with Ed.
Why? Yeah, he ain't here to defend himself, man. Why'd you
Nah, man. Why'd
you do that?
Charlotte. I've been to a couple of away games this year. Jacksonville's a little bit too much. I mean, I would probably fly, but that's $600. Wife, my kids. I mean, that's $2,000 plus hotel tickets. Nah, I think I'll watch it at home.
Watch it
Yeah,
at
if
home.
it was in Ole Miss, might make a chance. I'd make a trip if we had a chance at the big dance.
I got you. All right. Well, you know, roll call for those. Let us know if you're going to go to the Gator Bowl. I'm definitely considering it. I have a decision to make. I have to turn in my credentials and see what's what with that. Kobe saying, are all the kids playing in the bowl? That's a good question. I haven't heard of anybody. I've heard Prevard and
Prevard's in the portal, right?
Yeah, he's in the portal, and we had a lineman going to the portal as well. So those guys probably aren't. Well, I don't know. You never know. They could probably still play, but they're going in the portal for sure. They put their names in it.
Welcome to college football, baby.
That's it. And you know, and he was one of our best players too. Prevard was a playmaker out there on that defense. But yeah. So we'll see. I mean, a chance to win 11 games, which the program's never won 11. Then it's back to the drawing board. You know, Coach Elliott and the team and the staff. The staff and the recruiting team really has to get down and figure out exactly how to bring in players that fit the program, exactly how they did it before. My man, Eric, Wyatt is the other lineman. So yeah, they got to retool and they got to reconfigure the team. So
why is Prevard going in the portal?
That's a good question.
Has anybody talked to him?
I'm pretty sure some folks have talked to him. You know, he showed that he was a playmaker. He's a long DB who has he has really good instincts. If you watch him play, he has a really good highlight tape from this year. A lot of footage. And
yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He said he was going to play for James Franklin at Tech. He wants to lose all the big games he's ever played in.
You're pushing the buttons, dude. You're pushing the buttons. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. It's all going to come out in the wash. Y'all keep Dez. Y'all won't be winning shit next year.
No, I mean, all jokes aside, he's probably putting his name out there to see how much money he can get, which I don't blame him. That's what all good players are going to do.
Yeah, and he had a phenomenal year. He was everywhere.
Oh, yeah. He's probably our best defender beside Cam Robinson.
Yep.
So strike while the iron's hot. Put your name out there and see how much money you can get. I mean, that's the world we live in now.
He was our best defensive back for sure. Well, you got to put him and Neal together. Him and Neal, because Neal had a great year as well.
Yeah, but isn't he a fifth year?
Yes.
I'm saying, is it?
Well, I'm just thinking like if I had to like put them, who's the best
Right,
defensive back.
right. But he
I,
still got time to, put his name out there and see who's going to write the big check. You know what I mean?
I think Neil also. I mean, I think Pavard. He's more versatile. He's long. You know what I mean? He's long and he plays kind of a hybrid position. Now, you'll see him guard tight ends. You'll see him guard
Right.
some of the bigger players in some of the route trees. You'll also see him. He led the team. Eric, thank you, Eric. He led the team in interceptions. You'll also see him blitz. He's a
Yeah, but
good blitz.
He doesn't have any more eligibility, does he?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
But I'm
He
saying
doesn't.
Pavard probably put his name out there to see, what
Yes,
offer he
see,
gets.
you're right. I would have done it too. If I had a
Oh
kind of
yeah, I
year,
don't blame him.
you're thinking about a team, that's probably going to pay him a lot of money to come in and be, you
Oh yeah,
know, a high end money, pro hybrid safety, kind of like how he played. And,
who's
and
going
he,
to sign that biggest check?
that's right. That's right.
I don't blame him. We'll see.
That's right. Mentor, he said Mentor will end up being solid. Yeah, I think Mentor will be solid. Mentor was solid this year to me. I think he's only a sophomore. He just needs to buckle down a little bit more. I like how he played.
All right,
Remember,
going on to basketball. We're
he
45.
played well enough. Hold on, he played well. He played well enough to keep our guy number 0 on the bench because he wasn't all the way healthy either, but he played well enough that you didn't have to force Clary to come into the game. So, and he still had one of the top defenses toward the middle of the year, end of the year. So, shout out to all the players on defense, and let's see if Cam can come back and and play healthy. So now, Amy, let's get to basketball. Shout out to the basketball team in Charlotte as well. How about Jakari hitting 7 threes in a row? I mean,
Yeah,
what's up
that
with your
was
offense?
amazing.
What's up with the offense? With them, they look great. Are you? Let me ask you this, Amy. How is the Virginia Tech team looking? Because they have one of the top.
Virginia Tech team is looking on fire. Thank you.
I mean,
On
they
fire.
they have they have one of the European boys as well, who
We have
looks
two.
number 17 and
We
I
have
can't remember his name.
we have 2 or 3 really super tall guys. Super tall. The one European guy, he's kind of just it.
He's
I
like a
want to
stretch for a hybrid kind of kid as well.
yeah, and he's
Can shoot.
kind of low on the uptick. It's kind of a little bit slow on the uptick, but he's getting there.
He can shoot. I can tell you that. And
Oh,
I
and the
tell
2
you,
boys that came from Paul VI, they're
mhm.
phenomenal playing together. Paul VI High
well,
School.
Virginia goes to Virginia Tech the first week in January.
Yeah.
So the first game, they play Virginia Tech right now. So that'll be good. And UVA has 2 guys from Europe as well, Grunlow and Testa Ritter. So I'm definitely waiting and ready for that game. UVA is. If you've been watching the games, have you watched any basketball this year?
Is he still there?
Yeah, I watched
Right
most
there.
of the games this year. Yeah.
Now tell me, are you surprised? I'm surprised a little. I got, because I didn't know what I was gonna get. Right? We lose a legendary coach, and we're coming off of a down season. And a coach just kind of brings in a hodgepodge of players. We don't know exactly what's what. I'm surprised a little bit by this, man. By the way this team is playing, they put up 80 points in every game except one. And it looked like the game was easy to them. They're playing wide open. They're shooting. They're making their threes. What do you think, Wood? Tell me what you see when you're watching the basketball games.
I'm more surprised that Tech lost 2 games already, to be honest. But
What the hell, dude? We are not even talking about having a bad season here.
no, you said you were blown away by how Tech has started. I mean, they lost 2 games already. But Law, answer your question.
They lost 2 games. They lost 2 games because we had 2 players that were sick and one that's got a boot on his foot. Luau got hurt.
Oh, that's how we're doing it. We're just making
He's
excuses.
good.
I'm not making no damn
I guess
excuse. You
Virginia
just
lost.
bring it on to the first game.
Virginia football lost their championship because Cam Robinson was out. If we're making excuses, no, but Law, I'm with you.
I would
it's a
agree with
lot.
that.
It's a lot different than what we're used to seeing. Law, D. Ritter, he's phenomenal. I'm just surprised by obviously I didn't do my homework for the inside guys. I mean, all those big guys we have, especially we're blocking 7, 8, 9 shots a game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chance Mallory from St. Anne's.
Love it, man. That kid.
He comes off the
team is
bench, and I
sick.
get it. I would probably start him, but he comes in big boost. Yeah, I'm surprised. To be honest, it's a whole lot different than what we're used to seeing. But we're averaging, I don't even know how many points a game.
80,
Over 80.
84, something
Yeah.
like that. And you think about this. You got Jakari White coming in. I mean,
Yeah, what is he? He didn't miss a shot the other night in Charlotte, did he?
9 for 9. Did you go to that game?
No, I didn't get to Charlotte about 3:00. But
oh man,
some people did, and they said he didn't miss a shot. And he said if he makes one more 3 in a row, he beats Kyle Guy for the most in a row or something.
Yeah. Yep. He was 9 for 9.
All right. So we have a 6'9" freshman, the Greek boy, Avadalis. The only reason he's playing basketball is to help his stock for the NBA. Then you've got Christian Gerdick. He's a 6'10" freshman. And Dorn is the guy from Germany. He's 7 foot.
Okay. Thanks for that analysis. It's going to be good. I'm ready. I'm ready for this
you've
game.
got Ben Hammond, 5'11". He's from Paul VI in Manassas. And you've got what is that boy's name? Hold on. Well, Toby's hurt. He's the one. He's from England. I mean, he's just massive, but he's hurt. Oh, and it's Ben Freeman from the Bronx. I mean, you've got players on here, and the Hansberry boys from Silver Spring, Maryland, and he played at Mount Joseph and in West Virginia.
Right. Well,
So,
you look at
Did they
the
play in
roster.
those games you lost or no?
No, Luau was hurt, and Dorn was sick, and so wasn't Hansberry.
Well, this is what I can say. I think in UVA is the same way. There's really only one player that came back, and that was the young man who got hurt on the scooter. And but the top 9, 10 guys, like right there, Eric is saying they can intermix 9 to 10 players, and all of them can shoot the 3 for the most part. Even the big men, the 7-footers can kind of opportunity to shoot 3s, and then Chance Mallory out there being the pest, the spark plug. He's second on the team, I believe, or third in the team in rebounds, and first in steals, and third in scoring, I believe. So I'm really excited to see what else this team turns into. But they got a lot of players off the bench who can shoot, a lot of players who can score, and they're just something that I feel this team is going to be a something to deal with at the end of the year. AB, you there?
I'm here.
Have you had a chance to watch the basketball team?
Not really. It has been a lot going on, with work and holidays and things of that nature. So I really haven't been able to watch as much as I would usually watch, but I have kept up with a lot of the like games and like the outcomes. But other than that, I haven't been able to really watch the games.
The way that I'm feeling, well, first of all, everybody, the championship, the ACC tournament is back in Charlotte, so I'm going to that. Are you at least going to that, Wood?
I think we lost him. No, there he is. Because there was two of.
She's trying to throw you away for real.
No,
Wood.
there was
That's
2 of him on there. There was 2 of him.
I'm trying to have some share connection.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm going in the Wi-Fi on the county. I'm at my son's basketball game. But you talking about the basketball championship, Law?
Yeah, ACC championship tournament. That's in Charlotte as well. going to be at the same
Oh,
stadium.
I've been to Greensboro plenty of times. Charlotte wouldn't make a big difference.
Yeah, I'm going.
I don't
I'm
think I don't think Tech will be there.
You're
going.
full of shit.
That's right. The 15 seed does make it. Sorry.
Oh
We
man.
ain't gonna be no 15 seed this year.
Yeah.
You think 16 make 16 might make it?
You're gonna get hurt. I'm telling you. I'm gonna have to come to Peachtree.
Oh my goodness.
Come on up here.
There we go. So yeah, but yeah, this is gonna be good. But White did miss Shane. He did miss his first shot. Shane is saying VT will be in the I don't know. Virginia Tech they do have a lot of talent on the squad as well. It'll be interesting to see how they play in Virginia, how they play against each other that first game, because they're still figuring out who they are. The next game for Virginia is the 20th against Maryland, and that's a Saturday. I will be there for that game, and I'm really excited about that. So we'll we'll see how that goes. I will also I'm still figuring out how many games for that I'll be covering with the basketball program. Definitely everything on the weekends, but see if I can get up there to some of the weekday games as well. But this is all good. It's really exciting, and I think the team is better than what I thought they'd be. And that is the truth. Shane's saying he'll probably go to that Maryland game too. But yeah, so team, let's go ahead and get our closing arguments.
Our game is on New Year's Eve at 2:00 in the afternoon, Law.
There we go. So somebody's gonna be drunk. Amy.
Oh, is that the bowl game?
Amy.
Who y'all play?
Idiot.
There?
Idiot. We're talking basketball. We done with football. We done with football.
I thought you said you made a bowl game. My bad.
Oh yeah. Whatever.
Big Game James is on the way to help you.
Whatever. How many years did you not make a bowl game? Don't go there. Anyway, December 31st at 2:00.
Man. Okay.
Playing in the toilet bowl with James Franklin.
So we're gonna be the 27th. You got the Slayer Bowl, and then the 31st, you got Tech and the 31st, you got Tech and Virginia at Tech. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for this holiday season.
And then we don't see you guys again until March.
Yeah. Is that on a weekend?
That's March 7th. That's the last game before March Madness.
Is that a Saturday? I mean, yeah, that must be a Saturday.
It's at 12:30. Yep.
On a Saturday. Okay. Looking forward to that. And like I said, football's not over, but football, I think, is still gonna be hot because everything that happened this year was because, remember, they jumped in 2 feet in November, December with the philosophy of we're going to spend money. So right now, they're putting together a game plan. They are targeting players. That's why Pavard is out there. They're also targeting players. Yeah, we'll lose Pavard next year, but they're trying to bring in somebody to replace him. But based off of what we did this year was planned right now last year. So let's not take our eyes off the football program and what the football the coaches and the recruiters are thinking about bringing in. Keep your eyes out there, and we'll definitely continue to report what the hell is going on with these football and basketball teams. But I can tell you, it's a great start to the sports year for Virginia sports, being that you got a football team with 10 wins, the basketball team are 9-1 or 10-1. They bless you. Then we've had some other teams that have done well in the fall as well. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's get to Amy. I'm gonna give you first shot at it this time. What would you like to say in your closing arguments?
Let's go Hokies. Basketball season is here.
Oh, she sounds like us. You gotta admit, you sound like us for the past 5 years for sure. Wood, closing arguments.
I would say let's go Who's basketball season is not here because we're still playing football in some parts of these areas. But no,
Oh, let's go JMU then. I'm sorry. Let me go back to football. Let's go JMU, CFB bound. I'm sorry. What happened? UVA lost and didn't get in. Didn't I say that? I think I said that.
you really do cheer for losers, JMU and Virginia Tech. That's shocking. Um,
Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't hurt you, Chad.
I didn't hurt you.
You had to come over here and come to the JMU side. You know that's my alma mater now.
I mean, we were a couple plays away from the college football playoffs, and some teams win 3 games and think they're better than us.
Actually, I think JMU owes Virginia a check because if Virginia wins, JMU doesn't get in. Think about that.
No, if Virginia wins, Miami doesn't get in.
No, I don't think JMU
Yeah.
gets in. I think Miami gets
No,
in.
JMU definitely doesn't get in if Virginia wins.
Yeah, Virginia wins, JMU doesn't get in, and I think Miami is
Tulane doesn't get in either.
I think Miami is pulled in with Virginia if they win. They were going to
they knocked Tulane and JMU out, in my opinion.
Right, because I think they would have definitely pulled Miami in. They wanted Miami from the start of the year, and I think Miami.
Well, you know why that is? That's because what's his face is on the sidelines every daggone game, running his mouth, screaming and carrying on. Who is he? That Dallas Cowboy puke.
Actually, I like Michael Irvin. I got to give it up for Mike. I like Mike.
I mean, when you're irrelevant, you have to cheer for other teams. When you win 3 games, you have to cheer for JMU. You have to cheer against Virginia, even though they beat you by 20 points. You have to say, "Yeah, go JMU, go JMU." You hire a big name James that can't win a big game. That's why he got fired. And he brings the defensive coordinator that you fired back to Virginia Tech. If anything is laughable right now, it's Virginia Tech football, and it always will be.
Kobe's saying UVA will sweep in football, basketball, and baseball. Wow.
Every year.
Kobe,
every year. For the next 5 years, we will.
Kobe, you better put your money where your mouth is, son.
Because they'll cheer for JMU like she's doing. She's cheering for JMU right now.
James, go away with your stupid natty tech. Just go away.
Can tell you. Let me bring you in, AV. Closing arguments.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
It is a valid stat. Like, Amy, I love you to death, but it is a valid stat. Like that, yes, Virginia Tech has beat us a lot of years, but at the end of the day,
a lot of years, like for 25 years.
Okay, but there's still nothing to show for it.
I understand. I'm not.
It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry. We get it, but UVA has and overall UVA has done well with athletics as a whole. Like, yeah, football program has struggled, but it's good. It feels good to actually see football doing well. And I know that I'm emotional when I talk about Des Kitchens because I feel like I'm always about the players. I feel like Des has let our players down time after time again for the last couple of years. He hasn't put himself in a good position to show he can put a good game on the field offensively. So, yes, I'm upset about it. I don't feel like he does our guys any justice, so it does piss me off a little bit. And that's why I get to ranting. I wanted him fired 2 years ago. So, my opinion on that has not changed. What I said at the beginning of the season, you go back and watch our podcast from the beginning of the season. I said what I said, and I still stand on it. My concern at the beginning of the year was that, yes, we've spent all this money to put a good product on the field, and we had amazing players. I pray that Chandler gets another chance to come back so that he honestly has a long-term shot at football because he's very talented.
Well, I think that he wants to right that wrong. That is an awful way to end your career. Based off of what just happened. And I know he feels that. He's like, I can't go out like that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just for me, it's like I just hope that with his potential, I hope he gets another year for his own professional development. I applaud him for coming here. I appreciate he did exactly. We didn't win the ACC, but he did exactly what he wanted to do, and that was to take us to the ACC championship. So I applaud Chandler, even if he doesn't get to come back. love that kid, love what he did for us, and appreciate him more than anything. Like, especially with as many people as has said so many bad things about him with like throwing that pass last week. I get it. He did make a bad throw, but I do applaud him for coming here and really helping change us as fans of being like, you know what? Yeah, we can really do this. We can really put a winning team on the field. But I just do think we need to make some changes so that our coaches can also put the best on the field, especially if those guys are really putting themselves out there every week to win for us. Our coaches need to be willing to play the game or to put a game plan together to be able to win for them. Especially we're putting out all this money. I just want to see a little bit more. We got one more game left. I hope that Chandler can really like prove a lot of people wrong from that game. Overall, just hope we get all the seniors one last great game and on to basketball.
Okay, on to basketball. Okay, well, mine's closing argument is I think, and I know this hurts, like you said, the pain of not winning the championship when we really had our sights set on it. It was nothing that we thought would happen. No one would thought we'd win 10 games. No one would think that the talent that was that was brought together was enough talent, the right talent, and would they play, to the level that they did. All the above happened. We had an incredible year, one of the best years that this school has ever seen, and could still get higher. Could win 11 games, which they've never done against a good Missouri team. They can really run the ball. They got the second or maybe the best running back in college football they got to deal with. But for me, now to kind of come off of it a little bit and kind of calm down from the emotion of losing the way that they did, I'm very proud of the boys, and it only makes me want more. It wants me to figure out or feel where this team can go in the future. If they use the same formula, they use the same scouting, because that's where the money went into. Went into scouting, it went into getting the right players for the system that they had. I'm excited to see what they do with it next year. Now, if Chandler comes back, I know Chandler is gonna play, and he'll be healthy going into next year if he gets that eligibility that year back. I know Chandler's gonna come into that damn next year with so much on his shoulders. He'll have a chip on his shoulder, and I think that he'll be ready to really possibly get back to that level and take this squad to a championship game. So let's just see how we do, guys.
Hey, Law, question.
Yeah.
How could he come back? Is it a COVID year or what? How could he?
It's either a COVID year or, remember, he had like 2 years where he totally sat out because he won the job at TCU, had to sit out. He won the job at Oklahoma, and I think he had to sit out as well.
Isn't he like 26 years old?
He's something like that. I think he's 20. He might be 24, 25. You might be somewhere close by the time next year's done.
No, I was serious about that. I don't know how he could come back. Was it COVID year? Is that what you said?
It's something like that.
Chris Winky.
I mean, hey, if it works,
be like Philip Rivers.
well, I think that he needs it. To be honest, if he has aspirations of playing on the next level, I think that I think that he needs it. I don't think. I mean, you think about the draft. Matter of fact, shout out to my folks at the NFL Draft Bible. I will be doing a show with the NFL Draft Bible, and they do a look. He says Shane Brown, Chris Winky was 28, but and I want to say he won the Heisman, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't Winky win the Heisman at 28?
Yeah, I think he was 27, 28.
Yeah. So,
but Philip Rivers just signed with the Colts, and he's 44.
That's right. Chandler's 24. So he's about to be 25 December 26th. So, yeah. By next year, he'll be 26. It's all good. If Chandler can come back and play, I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. But like I was saying, let's see what this staff does. The donors are putting money, still putting money into the program. Let's go ahead and ride this magic cloud while we're on it, and let's see what happens with the quarterback carousel. I know if Chandler can't come back, they're going to go after another high-level starter, like how they brought in Chandler from North Texas. I know that they want to have that competition, and they want to make Kalen earn that job, and I don't blame them. But yeah, but it's been a great show as always. My hosts have done a great job. You guys appreciate you guys coming in. We had to change the time because of the game yesterday, but sit tight. We will be back at it. Like I said, men's basketball is off until the 20th. Football is out until the 27th, so we'll have a little bit of a gap. And I still want to do a show the next Tuesday, but we may take a little bit of a hiatus until the week of the basketball game against Maryland. But thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us and chilling with the Seven City Shoptalk sports team. But as of now, the shop is closed. Thank you, guys. We will see you.